Hello, this is the first full body program for the beginners science of Pilates. And let's get started. It's full body, optional band to help. We're going to do 2 circuits, 2 rounds, and I'll give you progressions on the second round. Let's get started. All right, I'm going to go now. Okay, so go ahead and lay down on your back. That's always a good idea to start with some pelvic rocks, just to find our nice alignment. Okay, shoulders are down into your body. Take a deep breath in, close your ribs, hands onto your pelvis, pinkies into the hip crease. Take an inhale, rock the pelvis forward. That's an arch under the low back. And then an exhale, rock the tailbone under, imprint the spine. Inhale, rock it forward. Exhale, rock it under. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. One more. Okay, then find your neutral. So that's right in between the two. You might be able to see there's like a really small arch under my back. It's just the natural curve, and then you close your ribs on top. If you're using your band, if you have a TheraBand, this is just like a medium strength. This is for single leg stretch. It gives you a little extra support. So this is great if you're just beginning or trying to just build your Pilates foundations. Put it around your foot and then bend your elbows so that your upper arm is on the mat. And then your arms don't move from here. Your wrists are in a neutral position. Your leg is bent, just your right leg. Take an inhale. On your exhale, stretch the leg to a diagonal. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, bend. So if you don't have a band, you're just doing this without a band. Okay, so it's just going to be a little harder. This is a nice support for just making it a little simpler, finding those stability muscles. Good. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Switch legs. Left leg. Take an inhale. Exhale. So make sure that it's even through your right and left sides, that you don't have the band looser on one side than the other. And then in Pilates, you're always having to make your own work. I could just go through the motions and do this movement, or I can really think about what muscles I'm activating. So you're using your whole core here to stabilize. And then you're working your quad a little as you're straightening in your glute. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Good. Okay, put your band away. You won't need it again. Next are scissors, or this is like prep for scissors, the full expression in Pilates, or I call this marching often. So feet are planted, arms are down by your side, palms down. Take an inhale, still a neutral. On your exhale, you lift your right leg to tabletop, and then you set it back down. Let's go. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, set it back down. Okay, so we're just alternating legs. And it's always a good idea to start slow. And then once you know that you found the correct muscles to stabilize, you can go a little faster. You might ask, okay, Jada, what are the muscles that I'm supposed to use to stabilize? Well, I'll tell you. It's your transverse core. So that is Those are the core muscles that wrap all the way around your abdomen and your back. It's like your natural back brace, your God-given back brace, thanks God, to protect your spine. And then your lower abs, think of your low abs when you are picking up the leg. Try to fire that first instead of firing the hip flexor. Okay, one more each side. Last one. Okay, oblique curls. Interlace the fingers behind the head for this one. So obliques are the muscles in the core for when we twist. So rather than like a regular chest lift or crunch, we're gonna think of the left rib cage coming towards the right front of the hip. Take an inhale at the top and then come back down. So we're gonna go the same direction 10 times. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. Good. So going slower than you want to. Exhale, lift. You shake for a second at the top. And lower. And then careful that you're not rolling onto your right shoulder blade. So you can look for a second. You don't want to look like this. Okay? We're not going like this. It's a lift and then up and over and then come back down. And then you have a second at the top. Gaze at your lower belly, hug your core, even more down. Nice and slow. Lift, hold, and lower. Let's just go one more over here. Okay, other side. Take an inhale, shoulder blades back and down. Exhale, lift. Inhale and lower. So this time it's your right rib cage towards the left front of the hip. If you have any spinal conditions like osteoporosis, osteopenia, or bulging discs, basically any twisting you want to avoid. So I just would skip the oblique exercises, the twisting ones, or bending if you have any back issues like that, spine issues. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Good, lay down, take a breath. And we're coming onto the side. Oh, should I take a sip of water? My hand reached for it. Okay, stay hydrated. Okay, now we're bending both legs. Arm is out as like a little pillow. And then legs, knees can be a little bit in front of your body or right in line. Just make sure you're not arching your back. Pick up your bottom rib cage, a little mouse house. And then hand can be on your hip or on the floor to support. Start there. Both legs are bent. Lift your top leg to hip height. Inhale as you bring it forward as far as you can without dumping into this hand. And then exhale as you bring it back a little past your hip. You'll feel all of these stabilizing muscles fire. Inhale forward. Exhale back. So this is not a crunch forward. You're not going to curve your spine at all. Your spine is super long and your core is activated. It's just coming to about a tabletop it doesn't have to come that far. So you're not crunching your core and your leg towards each other. This is about stabilizing the core and the hips. So slow leg sweeps, or this is also called side kick. Sidekick. My dog would be my sidekick, but she went downstairs. Okay, that will be the last one. Bring it home, put it down. Okay, over to the other side. Arm long, nice and aligned. Pick up your rib, leg in line with your body. We sweep it forward, inhale, and then press it back. You're not arching your back, you're not falling forward, you're straight up and down. Inhale forward, don't roll back. Exhale back, don't roll forward. Often it's really helpful to have someone looking at you because you don't know if you're rolling forward or back. So that's the value of going to your in-person classes. So make sure you go support your local studio, local teachers. If you're near me, come to my classes. Good. Forward and back. Another visualization. Pretend that there's an ice cube under this rib cage and you don't want to melt it from that warm skin contact. Keep your ribs off of that ice cube. Good. Feel so many things firing. Core, hips, stabilizing hip, the glute of the working hip when you go back. Let's just do one more. And bring it home. Okay, last exercise. Oh no, 2 more exercises. I forgot. We're doing swan. So prep. Feet are hip distance behind you. Arms are kind of like a goalpost on the ground. So you're not under your shoulders, elbows out across from your shoulders. Engage the core, engage the seat, head is down. Take an inhale. On your exhale, you lengthen and press through your arms. You come up a little bit. Just pick up the upper body. Don't fully extend your elbows to start. And then exhale, come back down. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift, peek up. Inhale and lower. So this is not a stretch for the back or for the belly. It is a bit of a stretch, but we're trying to go for using the strength of the back body here. So we lengthen, don't dump into the low back. You're firing your muscles using your glutes, your back, and your core. A little bit of your arms, but you don't want a lot of weight in the fingertips. One more. You're thinking of lengthening every time. Pause at the top and come all the way down. Okay, now we're on to the last exercise of circuit 1. Come to hands and knees. This is like some call it a bear pose, a hover, a leg pull front, hover, traditionally in Pilates. So hands are under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Tuck your toes under, so the soft pads of your toes are on the mat. Take an inhale. Engage your core. On your exhale, lift the knees. Exhale, take an inhale. Exhale, lower. Okay, we do that a total of 5 times. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Squeeze the core. Inhale. And lower. So you can see it's kind of like a tabletop position. Exhale, lift. So you're not lifting your hips up super high. And then check on your hand placement. Wide fingers, plug the palms, full palms down into the mat. That's how you avoid wrist issues, any wrist pain, by having the support of your whole hand, all your fingers. Make sure your elbows are not twisting forward if you're hyperextended. So twist them back and around, small bend in the elbows, broad collarbone. You shouldn't be looking way down at the mat, like towards your knees. Gaze is slightly in front of the fingertips, not straining the neck. I think that was 5. We'll call that 5. Okay. So that was circuit 1. We're going to progress each exercise. Feel free to go back to the basics if you'd like. I think you can progress them though. Take a sip of water. So good. And we're going on to round 2, starting with single leg stretch. This is where we had the band before. Ditch the band. Shoulders back and down. Take an inhale. On the count of 3, both legs go up to tabletop. 1, 2, 3. Exhale, tabletop. Strong core. Don't pick up one and then the other. If you did one at a time, go back, do it again. Okay, you're holding tabletop. Squeeze your legs together. And then most of us have our legs too close to the body. Try to bring the knees directly over the hips. And then the feet parallel to the mat, so we're not up here. You would spill your tea if I were to place some tea on your shins. Okay, so now you stretch the right leg out on a diagonal. There's no band to support you. Ooh, it got a lot harder. Bring it back in. Inhale. Exhale. Now we alternate legs. Left leg stretches out. Inhale, bring it in. Good. Okay, so same thing as I said before. Go slowly. If you go more slowly, you're able to recognize some things that you can self-correct. So for me, I noticed that I wasn't hugging my belly down all the way. So take a second, hug it in and down. And it's not just for looks, it is for support and safety, why we're pulling the belly in and down. And then get a full extension of those legs so that you work the quadriceps a little. I am shaking, that's good. And then if tabletop feels a little too challenging, you are allowed to bring your thighs closer to your belly, imprint your spine. That makes the load a little bit lighter. So you can do that. Eventually you can progress to that tabletop where you're in a neutral spine, your legs are not too close to your belly. This is the last one. And both feet come down. Good, take a breath. Next thing is the variations for scissor, where we picked up one leg at a time. That was marching. Now we're thinking single leg toe taps is what this is often called. So take a breath in. Exhale, lift both legs. 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay, now we go right toes tap down and then back up. Left toes tap down and back up. So if you're, first of all, the movement is coming from the hip joint. It's not the knees going up and down. It's from the hip socket. So think your knee joint is frozen. Good. And then it's going to be a little bit easier the closer your toes tap to your body. A little bit more challenging the further away your toes are from your body. Okay, so if you kind of extend the leg, it's going to be a little more work, or you can stay right down close to your bum, whatever you need, whatever you can safely do without any pain in the back, without compromising anything in your body. Okay, that's enough. Put your legs down. Next, oblique curls. Okay, we're keeping this the same. Hands behind your head. We might go just a little bit faster now that we have the basics. So take an inhale. On your exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. If you wanted, you could lift one leg to tabletop. So you're going towards that, thinking of kind of elbow to knee. Last two. Last one. Right to the other side. Option to lift that leg for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Rest it down. Side kick. Okay. So now both legs are straight if you want to take the progression. Otherwise, both legs bent. Slightly out in front of you, hand to support you. Lift your top leg. We go front and then sweep it back. Inhale, front. Exhale, sweep it back. Okay, the next progression is to lift both legs. Ooh, that gets a lot harder. And then the range of motion is a lot smaller. Okay, so you can have both legs off, but just know that you're not going to be going way out in front. You probably definitely want your hand to support you. Okay, I kind of prefer to leave my leg down. It works a little differently. So you're working the top leg a little bit more in this one. When you can get a larger range of motion, and just switch up what you do so you're not always working the same exact muscles. One day you can do this variation, and maybe 2 days later when you repeat this video, you lift both legs. Oh, I lifted both legs on accident. Good. Last one. Nice. Okay, let's flip around to the other side. Okay. Sorry, Mike. Okay. Who's Mike? No, my microphone. Okay. We're gonna sweep it forward and back. So a way to progress this one is to just have your hand on your hip rather than supporting you if you have your bottom leg on the floor. And then remember, I did 2 on the other one with both legs lifted. So lift both legs, kick it forward, and kick it back. Whoa. Pilates gets really hard, like really fast. It's like feels easy, kind of smooth sailing, and then you do one progression and you're like, oh my goodness. Did not know what I was getting into. It's fun. It's fun to see how hard you can make something by just using your body, you know? No props, just the body. It's hard, it's good. One more. All right, onto your bellies. Okay, this swan variation is definitely using the back. So goalpost arms, feet hip distance apart. Engage the core, engage the seat slightly. Shoulders back and down. Take an inhale. On your exhale, same movement as before. This time you lift your arms with you. So it's small. Take an inhale and then come down. Now for those of you who like to go way up into your full back extension, kind of using force, this is not that exercise. Okay, so some people will be like, oh, this is not, don't do that. This is not a backup. This is using the small stabilizers. I'm a broken record, but this is different than using those big muscles to do those big movements, and then it often leaves us sore and in pain. We're training our small stabilizers. in the core. Okay, last one. Nice. Come onto your hands and knees. Now for this variation, we're on to the last exercise. Yay. So start in your quadruped, hands and knees, and then step your hands one handprint forward so they're in front of your shoulders. Tuck the toes under. Starts the same way. Take an inhale, lift your knees to a hover, and then shoot forward. You fully extend your legs. Look, we're in a plank. And then you bend your knees back down and set them down for a total of 5. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift first, then go forward. Inhale here. Exhale, we go back and come down. So one movement at a time. Lift 1. Forward 2. Back 3. Down 4. Okay, so I want to see each of those 4 movements every time. This lines us up for our good plank posture. Sets us up well by just that small hover. And then your shoulders are over your wrist. We're a good distance. We're nice and strong so that your hips are not way up in the air and they're also not sinking down. I think I did more than 5. So last one, come down. And that is it. There's your full body program 1. Look out for full body program 2 coming up next week.